Alright, just real quick. This is not the normal video of basically just looking over a bunch of words and lessons from the workbook, but actually an attempted conversation that I had. Of course, to start off with Axto, if I'm pronouncing that right, the name of the head of the server guy. He, of course, on the Gothic only channel, greeted everyone with Hela, which means hello, and I wrote in Gothic here, and I wrote, even though he did not write, the Latin equivalent of where, this, HW combination letter here, the hwa sound, he wrote, HW, but he basically said, Huewa Maguth Allah, which basically means, how are you all? And I made a mistake in saying Welamacht Yahu, which means actually means you are well, and you, and then never mind. I'll get to what he said in a second, which is of course incorrect because in response you're supposed to say Welamag or Welamach, if I'm pronouncing that right, which means I am well, not you are well. And then he responded, Galabia, Thati, Yusoken, Thina Thar, Andhop, which means I believe that you already answered your question there, which he did not say there when translating it to me, but the word there is in there, so I kind of structured it like a casual sentence in my own sort of translation, and it pretty much means the same thing. And literally word for word, like I said, word for word translations aren't really useful, or at least they're not appropriate because they screw with the meaning of the word, and they will not come out as grammatically correct in another language. Like say translating from Gothic to English, or English to Gothic in some cases, that you won't really get the same sentence. And literally it's the words I believe, and yet again there's the verb conjugation like in Spanish where depending on the form of the verb you'll know who or what is doing the what action or doing the action. So I believe that already. That's you, this new word I learned here. And then soken, which means question. And then your thana, so kind of like thigh, or not thigh, sorry, thy. Don't know why I said that. Like your something. Your there answered, which Andhope, which the meanings I found for Andhope means like either bind or release, which I'm kind of confused about. I'm sure that Oxto can come back to me on that. And then I responded with oh, which of course I'm just pronouncing because of Gaelic pronunciation. That's really just more of a kind of a modern English, interruption thing. Like oh, Swamag East, which means oh, so it's Mag, which Mag, I believe, means sort of like I have it a certain way or I'm feeling a certain way, in at least in this context of the conversation here. And I used the wrong verb, which means you are feeling well, and I should have said I actually should have read Mag, which actually means I am feeling well. Then, of course, after another user commented along with Oxto, and I corrected myself. Oxto said, "New West," or New West, which means now you know, and knew it. Now I know. I learned that, and of course, Kiyomi, if I remember the account name correctly, corrected me when I said I did not write this down, but Awi Liuth, which means like song of thanks or song of gratitude, and it can also be a command for say thank you. And then I then wrote Awi Liuvo, which actually means thank you. And he said thank you to both of them. And of course, that's pretty much what I learned today. So thank you for watching. Awi Liuvo. And remember, for the Unus watchers, in year, 1 year, the clock is ticking.